Welcome back, my survivors. Your journey has just begun, and the Starbuks Ghost awaits to welcome you into the spectral fold. As you traverse the dimly lit corridors, be prepared for unexpected twists, spine-tingling encounters, and the relentless pursuit of an escape that may forever elude your grasp. It was a night straight out of a horror movie. The rain was slashing against my car like a relentless ghost, and I found myself driving on a lonely road that seemed to disappear into the darkness. Out of the gloom, the glow of a Starbucks sign emerged like a beacon of questionable safety. In the midst of the storm, it was the only place open, so I decided to brave the tempest and grab a hot cup of coffee. As I pushed open the creaky door, a spine-tingling chill greeted me. The air was dense with an eerie energy that sent shivers down my spine. Ignoring the unsettling feeling, I ordered a coffee and settled into a corner, hoping the caffeine would be my savior. Little did I know, the Starbucks I had wandered into was not your typical coffee joint. As the hot brew touched my lips, strange sounds wafted from the back room, like an otherworldly conversation happening just out of reach. The whispers grew louder, insistent, as if they had a bone-chilling secret to share. Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the room plunged into darkness. A wave of footsteps approached, but in the pitch black, I couldn't see a thing. Panic set in when invisible hands grabbed me from behind. I turned to face a ghostly figure, a woman dressed in threads from the past. Her long, tangled hair clung to a face so pale it could have given Casper a run for his money. Dark, haunting eyes locked onto mine. I tried to speak, but my words were trapped. The ghostly woman advanced, a cold breeze preceding her, and in her translucent hand, she extended a cup of coffee. Compelled by a force beyond reason, I took the cup. The first sip sent an electrifying jolt through me, and a searing pain pierced my chest. I dropped the cup, and the woman vanished, leaving me alone amidst a room covered in cryptic symbols. I soon realized I had stumbled upon the Starbuks Ghost, a former barista stuck in a twisted afterlife. She sought companionship to share a cursed brew, a concoction of bitterness and regret that seemed to seep through the very walls. A disturbance erupted from the back room, sounding like an otherworldly break-in. Panic surged as I tried to escape, only to find the door locked. The Starbuks Ghost reappeared, this time wielding a gleaming knife. With a sinister grin, she explained that I was now destined to stay with her forever, a companion in her spectral purgatory. I fought back, but the ghostly apparition was stronger. Laughter echoed in the suffocating darkness as I succumbed to her spectral grasp. The promise of forever became a chilling reality as I joined the Starbuks Ghost in the haunted embrace of the cursed coffee shop. The air thickened with an oppressive silence, broken only by the sound of my echoing breaths. The walls seemed to close in as I became one with the spectral world, the ghostly whispers now my constant companions. The Starbuks Ghost, though ethereal, exuded a sense of triumph as we wandered the dimly lit corridors, her laughter echoing through the hollow space. Time lost its meaning as I became ensnared in a spectral purgatory, a prisoner of the cursed coffee shop. The once familiar surroundings twisted into a nightmarish maze, each corner harboring new horrors. Shadows danced on the walls, morphing into grotesque shapes that seemed to mock my futile attempts at escape. The Starbuks Ghost, now a malevolent guide through this otherworldly labyrinth, reveled in my torment. Her dark eyes, once filled with a hint of loneliness, now gleamed with malevolence. The eerie whispers that had beckoned me initially now transformed into taunts, a symphony of ghostly mockery that echoed in the cavernous space. In my desperate quest for freedom, I stumbled upon a room adorned with more of the cryptic symbols that covered the walls. The Starbuks Ghost, sensing my growing desperation, revealed the horrifying truth behind the markings. Each symbol represented a soul she had trapped, a spectral victim ensnared by the cursed brew. As the realization dawned on me, the room seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. The trapped souls, their faces twisted in eternal agony, appeared as spectral apparitions. Their moans and cries filled the air, a haunting chorus that spoke of the Starbuks Ghost's insatiable thirst for company in her spectral prison. I tried to resist, to break free from the malevolent clutches that bound me to this haunted realm. The Starbuks Ghost, however, had other plans. With a wicked smile, she revealed that the only escape lay in becoming a part of the spectral collective, a fate I could not avoid. In a surreal twist, My essence merged with the trapped souls, and I became a lingering specter in the cursed coffee shop. The once familiar surroundings now appeared through a haze of ghostly distortion. The Starbuks ghost, triumphant in her quest for companionship, welcomed me into the ethereal fold with a chilling whisper. As the spectral echoes of our laughter reverberated through the haunted coffee shop, I realized that the promise of a warm cup of coffee had led me down a path of eternal torment. The Starbuks ghost had claimed another victim, and together, we wandered the dimly lit corridors, eternally trapped in the haunting embrace of the cursed brew.